think I got the saddest email I've ever gotten ever before. This email is from Dylan, who is a Better Sheets member. Recently, I've been trying to empower all of my members to learn to code. So if you are a Better Sheets member, you have full access to Learn to Code in Google Sheets, which is a 38-minute course, and Spreadsheet Automation 101, which is a 3-hour, 29 modules. All videos are like 2 to 7 minutes each. And Dylan emails me the saddest email I've ever read. He says, right now, I find scripting is something I want to learn, but not something I need to learn. So it gets deprioritized, sadly. So that's why I say it's the saddest email I've ever gotten, because he says sadly at the end. Well, Dylan, please learn to code, because sure, it's something you want to learn, but I don't really even know what to say. Like, I can't remember not learning to code. I don't remember what it was like not knowing to code in Google Sheets. Well, actually I do, because before I learned to code in Google Sheets, I coded in Excel VBA. Before I coded in Excel VBA, I used Excel, but I really wanted to learn how to do... No, I didn't want to learn anything. I was lazy. Like, I was incredibly lazy. That's why I learned to code, is because I didn't want to do stuff. I didn't want to, like, copy paste a bunch of things. I didn't want to access files, open files, copy paste, and then close those files. I was like, there's gotta be a better way. And there is. Just learn to code. I try to break it down into the things that you need to learn. I try to make it project oriented. I have a ton of videos where I show you the code. And you know what? I still stress over the code. Like, coding isn't easier the more you know it. In fact, it gets harder. The more you know, the more you think you know. The more you think about coding, the more you get ideas. So, like, if you're sitting there and you're like, I want to code, but I never have the time to code, don't worry. I would say don't learn to code, because like, if you learn to code, you're going to get more ideas. You're going to be like, oh, I could just code this easily. Like, that's what happens to me. Someone has a problem in Google Sheets and they're like, oh, I can't do this, or this function doesn't exist. And I immediately think, oh, I think AppScript can do that. I mean, AppScript can literally do anything. Anything you can do in a Google Sheet, you can do in AppScript. So like, we think ChatGPT is going to like take over. We think AI is going to take over, but like, machines have already taken over. Like, learning to use the machine, learning to use the core of the system, AppScript, to run Google Sheets, it makes your life different. It doesn't make your life better. Even though I attest to this and I say, you know, Better Sheets and the course that I teach and the platform that I've built does try to make your life better. I don't know if it really does. I actually don't know. It might make people's lives miserable, because then they think about all the cool shit they can make. Like, once you start learning to code and once you start learning to AppScript, you're like, nothing is the same. Like, it doesn't go from black and white to Technicolor. It goes from like Technicolor to like, oh, the whole world opens up. Like, oh, if I can do this automatically, then I can do that. And it opens your mind. It is, I shouldn't say this, but it is like taking mushrooms or like LSD. I probably shouldn't say that. Oh my God, I think I'm going to get like taken off this platform. But truly, Dylan, I guess the answer, I mean, there is no answer, right? I would actually persuade you not to learn to code, because if you can't find a way to use code right now, once you learn to code, you're going to find ways to use it everywhere. You're going to see it everywhere. And it's not like the old adage, like if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail, because AppScript is the core of Google Sheets. Google Script and Google AppScript, like, everything you can do in a Google Sheet, you can do with code. And then you have triggers that you can trigger any action. You can trigger any script based on like an action a user does. If a user changes the sheet in any way, adds a new sheet, and it becomes a real curse to know how to code. So I would, in fact, I always empower you to try to learn to code. So I am being very cheeky by saying, please don't learn to code, because it's going to open your mind up to too many possibilities. Like the old man in the rocking chair, get off my lawn. No, it's like you should learn to code, and you should take the time. If you can't find 2 to 7 minutes a day, and over the next like 28 days, watch one video each, what are you doing with your life? Then actually your life is really awesome. Like if you have all the time booked up in the world, you don't need to code. You're making as much money with every minute. Like, there are services and there's consultancies that are making like $1,000 an hour. If you're making $1,000 an hour, don't learn to code Google Sheets. Like, you're never going to get better ROI than just consulting for $1,000 an hour, or like writing emails, or like writing copy, like writing ads, creating ads. Like you're never going to get more than $1,000 an hour. But like what you could do is, why I like to code. Here's one weird reason why I like to code. And one weird thing about coding is like, if I can help someone and I can write a little piece of code, 2 things happen. 1, that person gets that thing done forever. That piece of code will run forever. A script will run forever. But then once I figure it out, I can use that code for other people. I can share that with an infinite number of people, and then I can make a video, and now another infinite amount of people can use it. Please don't be sad about not learning to code. If you're getting $1,000 an hour ROI, go keep doing that. You're probably helping multi-billion-dollar enterprises add 1% to their bottom line. But if you just want to like enjoy a whole new world of Google Sheets, and possibly it could be a gateway drug, Excel VBA and then Google Sheets ended up being how I ended up like wanting to learn to code other things. I learned to code Ruby on Rails. I learned Python. Automate the boring stuff with Python was like a great course. I was like, oh, I can do things on my computer without internet access. I can code without internet access. This is amazing. And then coding Ruby on Rails, that is what I ended up building better sheets with. So, I mean, I know what Dylan does. If you're watching this, Dylan, I hope you don't take this in a bad way, but I know what he does. He does email. He helps email marketing. And, here's one weird way that I think you could help people with AppScript. He's like, 1, you can actually create automations to email, like cold emails and email lists. You can create automations inside of Google Sheets. And I've done that myself, right? I have a few videos about automating emails to yourself or a little list. You could create like personalized little newsletters, email marketing sequences. You could do something that I don't know how to do. I mean, technically, I guess I could figure it out with AppScript, but like if you learn AppScript, you could create automations, follow-up automations, because Google Sheets and AppScript can scrape your own Gmail. So you can capture Gmail messages that are to you and put those into a sheet and then filter those of like if they have a reply or not, and then follow up automatically. So you could create your own system of automatic follow-ups. You could create an automation sequence that stops running if somebody emails you. All of this inside of AppScript. Like you don't have to use, I mean, there are like, I guess, $50 to $100 a month platforms that do all of this automatically, or like add-ons or plugins to like Gmail. But like, don't you want to like put your own flavor? Dylan, like you know so much about email marketing, and you know like the type of messages. You could create templates. You could create a template of emails for very niche things that you could create a sheet that is not just templates, but actually sends those emails to a cold email list and then tracks them automatically who actually replied, and then test different templates, like A/B test all the way through like 20 different templates, and then give information to people, right? That are, oh my God, like, again, this is a curse, right? This is the curse of learning to code. I know this information, or not information. I know this technique. I know what AppScript can do. And so it's a curse. I see the world completely different, like in Technicolor from behind the screen. It is a curse. And a blessing, I would say. So Dylan, you right now, you find scripting is something you want to learn. And if I didn't inspire you there, then comment below with what you're working on and what you want to create maybe, and I can try to give you some ideas. Honestly, anyone beyond Dylan, if you're watching this video and you have an idea, or you have like a service you do, or you have a skill of your own and you don't think AppScript can help, comment down below, tell me what you do. I am more than happy and willing. I will literally go into the comments and I will express to you a few cursed ideas of app scripts you can write. Maybe even write a few app scripts for you or something to tease you to learn to code. Again, all Bettersheet members can get free access to Spreadsheet Automation 101. It's 29 videos, 2 to 7 minutes each. Find the time, one a day. Oh, if I haven't yet, I will put in the description a link for, actually, everyone can take this. It's an email course, 28 days, 28 emails, one a day. It will email you one of the videos, one or two of the videos of the Spreadsheet Automation 101. The issue is you must have either monthly access or lifetime access to actually watch the videos, but you can still get the emails. Emails are completely free. So sign up for that. I'll put that in the description as well to get the email course version. But I really hope you would get at least, pay $19 a month for the next month to watch all the videos, 2 to 7 minutes. I have a couple of cool videos in there as well, like how to think like a programmer, how to get over the idea that programming is complex. It is, but you don't need to remember everything. You just need to remember the technique and the process and where to go for information. That's one of those things that it took me years to figure out. Is like, I kept thinking, I keep reading more and more and more. I'm reading this documentation again and again and again, and I'm not just grokking it. I'm not getting it. And I talked to some other programmers, and they're like, yeah, you just try. So like one of the ideas that I reference in the Mindset of a Programmer video, which you can watch here on YouTube, is just like try. Just put the code in. You're going to get an error. Get through those errors, get through them, and try some more, and then copy those errors and paste them into Google and find out what they mean. So I'll actually link to that video here for you if you want to watch that. Thanks for watching, and I hope, Dylan, you learned to code.